We're the Eels. Watch me on LoveLine on MTV. Coming up next. Or watch us, not me.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content.
LoveLine. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome to LoveLine. I am Adam Carolla. This is my partner, Dr. Drew. He's a board-certified physician. He's an addiction medicine specialist. He also pushes a churro cart on the weekends to make a little extra scratch.
That's what it takes. All right. That's the nicest thing you've said about me so far.
With
the nicest thing you've said about me in the intro so far.
All right, I didn't say what you did with the churros. All right. Those of you who know what a churro looks like are laughing. Tonight, we have not only musical celebrities, but what I would call friends. We've had them on the radio show recently, and they're just some of the greatest guys in the world. We have the Eels tonight. And we will be talking periodically to our good friend Chris McGaha. Hi, Chris.
Hey, guys. So nice to see you.
And if that weren't enough, we will be going to Dublin's on the Sunset Strip, which I'm guessing is some sort of Irish pub, and we have the Pictel system there, the camera phone thing, and we'll be taking some live questions from Dublin. So big night planned, and let's get it started, Drew.
Let's do.
Casey, you're first up tonight. What's your question for us?
Hi, my question is, I've had this girlfriend for about a year, and she moved in with me 2 months ago. And 2 weeks after she moved in with me, I noticed like stubble growing on her face, and then she tells me that the whole time that we've been together, she's been shaving, and now she's comfortable with me and she's not going to shave anymore. So and now it's like
Basically,
pretty
Dan
gnarly
Haggerty
mustache.
has now moved into his
Yeah.
apartment.
And I mean, I still love her. I don't know how to confront her with this problem.
Well, what do you mean confront her? I mean, she's telling you that, has she always had this?
No, she has, but she's been shaving it, so I haven't
Is
noticed.
it just like above her lip, or?
Yeah, just above her lip. It's like, it's not as big as a man's mustache, but it's pretty gnarly.
Mr. Sensitivity, huh?
Could you grow it out and put some wax on it, like Raleigh fingers?
No.
Okay.
Casey, my concern is that sometimes abnormal hair growth, body hair, particularly in women, can be a sign of a medical problem. Is she on any medication by any chance?
I don't believe so.
She ought to be checked out just to make sure there's not an endocrinologic problem. Probably the two most common... Oh, Chris is out there. 1 second, though, Chris.
Sorry, this is just really upsetting me a
Well,
lot.
hang on,
Okay, go ahead.
But the way the guy's approaching it, I'm sure, is there's a whole...
You know I'm about to lose my cool here.
a wholly other issue. But the fact is that something called polycystic ovarian disease and familial hirsutism, which is abnormal hair growth, are very common. And they're things that can be taken care of and have some medical problems associated with them. So it's something she needs to see a gynecologist or an endocrinologist about to make sure there's not something more going on here. And then secondly, the way, I'll let Chris comment, the way you're handling this problem is
Yeah,
really...
he needs to be checked out in regards to how shallow he is. This
Oh,
is really
please.
upsetting.
Oh, don't clap for that, you fools.
I mean, I'm glad that he said that he loved her. I'm glad that he did say that, so he saved himself a little bit in regards to that. But I mean, wouldn't you still want her to care about you even though you started losing your hair?
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that, if you started losing your hair, you wouldn't want her to, like stop, caring about you. And it's really, I mean, why is it that big of a deal? This whole thing about how men sit there, get all excited about, oh, they want every woman to look like a model or whatever. I mean, that's so incredibly shallow.
All right, totally unrealistic, Chris. And do not clap for that kind of horrible advice. No, stop it. Stop it, you fools. The man is 18. 18-year-old men are very influenced by their peers. You cannot bring a date to the Christmas party who has a Van Dyke, for Christ's sake, Drew.
Well, all right.
And obviously, men are very into aesthetics.
All right.
This is not acceptable.
Whether or
and
not...
he's not being insensitive. He just doesn't want to live with...
Look,
what?
approach it from a very sensitive...
She's got a chia lip. Is what-
Approach it from a sensitive point of view. I think what Chris is expressing her outrage to is the seemingly lack of sensitivity to her and how she must feel having this problem. Support her, help her deal with it, tell her that you want her to look better and feel better about herself, and that you'll support her making whatever changes are necessary to get this taken care of. Because I bet she'll be happy to take care of it. And I'm sure she's not happy with this problem either. Okay, that's
All right.
that.
You done?
I'm done.
Everyone feel good about themselves? Okay, we can continue. All right, as promised at the beginning of the show, ladies and gentlemen, the Eels. Which one of you is wearing the patchouli? That's you.
yeah,
Butch.
of
You know what
course.
I love about Butch? You'll never forget Butch's name. Nobody looks more like Butch than Butch. Is this Butch?
Hey, I named him. It was an easy thing to do. So.
All right. So, beautiful freak. CD's out, doing the touring. And when you go back in and start thinking about another CD?
I don't know.
We got
Another year or
we
so.
got at least 2 years
Blew
of
their mind with that question.
Yeah, what next album?
we got at least 2 years of groupies and drug taking before we
Right. Urinating off balconies at hotels, throwing
Washing the room.
TVs off.
Yes.
All right, live the life.
We're just getting warmed up.
Enjoy the ride a little bit. All right, you gonna help us some of these calls?
Of course.
Sarah.
Hi. My question is about a couple weeks ago, my boyfriend of 8 months hinted that if I shave my pubic hairs, it would turn him on. And every time he mentions it now, I try and change the subject. But just a couple days ago, he actually asked me to do this. Now, I'm like getting the creeps over this, and does it mean anything, like he's into little girls, or I don't know.
I would say yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you does he ask you to put the pigtails on and get in the little
Schoolgirl outfit.
schoolgirl outfit?
Not quite that far.
Don't knock it till you try it.
I don't know that we can say for sure that it has anything to do with his orientation, but what we can say is this is something you don't want to do.
Right.
He's forcing this upon you, and you needn't do it if it's not what you want to do.
Why don't you want to do it?
Would you do that?
It's not so
You
much.
see what you learn on this show, fellas?
What's that, Sarah?
It's not so much if I would do it. It's just kind of the idea, because we've been pretty serious, and I don't know that I want to be married and have kids and stuff, and I just want to know kind of what's going through his head when he...
All right, but if you have kids, you got to go to the barber anyway, you understand?
You better ask him what's going through his head, and you're only 19. Don't be in a big hurry to settle down with somebody. How long have you been with this guy?
About 8 months.
8 months. I
I
mean,
mean, save the shaved pubic hair for marriage.
Yeah, that'll be a honeymoon treat.
well, look, don't do what you don't want to do. This doesn't sound like something you're comfortable with. You've got some doubts about this guy. Find out more about him. Get him to tell you what he's thinking, what motivates this.
Compromise and shave the left side.
All right, so good luck.
Thanks.
Oh, good. I have your initials in me right now.
With the AA batteries?
Yeah. Oh, please, Drew. You're getting gross now. Chris, where are you?
I'm right here, and I have David, and he's got a question for you guys.
Hi, my question involves my girlfriend. She is emotionally charged a lot of the time, and I'm not sure exactly how to handle it. From my experience, it comes about a week before her period, and I don't know if it's because I'm the first real serious boyfriend that she's ever had, or if it's something I'm doing, and if it is, I don't know how to handle it. So, I mean, sometimes she acts like a little girl, and sometimes she's really excited, and she's just very enthused. Sometimes she cries at the drop of a dime. I don't know.
How old is she?
She's 19.
I'll tell you what is going on here. And then you guys jump in at any time. The period can be very volatile for a lot of women. It's much like a volcano going off in a village.
Tell me about it.
And here's the thing. At the 1 week before the period, you're hearing the rumbling. Some smoke coming up, little magma you know, dripping in places and some rumbling.
noticed.
And it's important to clear the village. Evacuate.
All right,
So you have to go to a Motel 6 or something until, you know, everything cools off and the ash settles, and then you can come back and clean up the remains. See if the livestock has been killed.
Or we could talk about what really he needs to do, but we'll do that in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Life is hard, and so am I. You'd better give me something so I don't die.
All right, you have questions. Drew, how do they get hold of us?
You can call us at 213-520-LOVE, 213-520-LOVE. The line is 24 hours a day, and if it's busy, please keep trying.
More LoveLine with Butch, E, and Tommy, known as the Eels. And when we left off, we were speaking to David in the audience. David, having a little problem with the girlfriend around that time of the month, or at least a week prior to it.
But there's no doubt, as Adam alluded to before the break, that the hormonal changes that go before the period, they're called the premenstrual period, can intensify emotional lability. But it doesn't really typically cause emotional problems. And if you're describing that she is having these wide fluctuations in mood, that she seems childlike at times and angry and hostile and acts out in many strange ways, this is somebody with what we call a character disorder, personality disorder probably. Was she abused in some fashion when she was a little kid, or?
I'd prefer not to go into that.
People who've been through those sorts of problems tend to inject a great deal of chaos into their relationships, and that's what you're experiencing. That's why you feel so spun, that you don't even know if you can handle it, manage it anymore.
Sure.
If you decide you're going to hang in with this, I would strongly urge your partner to get in some long-term therapy, because it's not going to get better, it's going to get worse as time goes along.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You guys ever go out with anybody that spun out around period time?
Well, I'm the married one of the bunch here.
Oh, yes, so you know.
11 years of marriage, yes.
You have a child too, right?
Yeah, little boy.
5-year-old?
Three and a half, yeah.
Pictures? Photos?
Back in the green room, yes.
I'm feeling a little bloated and
Yeah.
water retentive right now.
My shoes are tight. I think I'm retaining some water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a constant, you know, every month it's there, and, you know, you have to have compassion.
Right.
You know, the female is the supreme being of the species.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Isn't it horrible that the sensitive ones are all married, ladies? Or gay. All right, Sean on the LoveLine phone, what's your question?
Yeah, hi. I've been dating my girlfriend for about a year now, and we have a really good sex life. We're into playing a lot of games. About a month ago, she came over with a bag and took out her makeup and a garter belt and red panties and fishnet hose and said, "Let's play dress up." Well, I thought she wanted me to dress her up. She didn't. She wanted to dress me up. And she wanted to dress me up in her makeup. And I'm a very conservative guy. And I went ahead with it. You know, I said, what the hell? I dressed up. She dressed me all up. I'm making an ugly woman. But I danced around for a little bit. But the problem is, that's only happened twice. And the problem is, I think I kind of enjoyed it. I really enjoyed wearing the makeup, and I found that this only happened a month ago, and I found since that time I've acquired some makeup, and sometimes when I'm home alone, I will put on makeup. I really enjoy it, and the question is, does this have anything to do with the gay thing? Because I don't think I'm gay, and also, if I'm just 22 now, if I like it this much when I'm 22, is this just a phase, or is this going to maybe escalate?
Because at 22, J. Edgar Hoover is just getting started. I mean, he's just gotten his first taffeta skirt. All right, this is a very important question, one we will answer after the break, John.
Guess who's living here with the great undead? This paint by numbers life is full of my head once again.
I'm David Faustino from Married with Children. You're watching LoveLine on MTV.
Oh, you have a computer. Well, isn't that grand? Drew, how do they email us?
Our email address is loveline3@aol.com. Please include your phone number if you'd like us to contact you. And also check out the LoveLine area at keyword MTV on America Online.
More LoveLine. When we left off, we're speaking to Sean. Sean his girlfriend came by, brought a sack of makeup, dresses, and assorted feminine goodies, asked him to put it on. He was a little reluctant at first. Then he found, much to his dismay, that he enjoyed being in the frilly clothes and found himself now doing more mincing than skipping around the house. Is that right, Sean?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And now you're doing it on your own?
Yeah, it happened about a month ago, and like I said, I acquired some makeup, and I sometimes when I'm alone, I will put the makeup on, and I really enjoy it.
Was your concern that you're worried that you might be homosexual? And
yeah, I've heard of cross-dressers, and all this other stuff.
Right.
Is this categorized as a gay thing?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, there are people cross-dress who have no homosexual orientation.
Are you attracted to men?
That's really the question.
Yeah.
I'd never have thought I was. No, I'm not. I just wondered if...
But wait a minute, Sean, there's something interesting that came up during the break, which is Drew...
Hi.
Yes, Drew, you mentioned that once in college when you were drunk...
No. What I said during the break...
What did you say? But this is interesting.
What I said is I wonder what your girlfriend saw in you that led her to believe that you'd be comfortable or sort of oriented towards this sort of thing. What she was attracted to you probably because she saw something that led her to believe that you would be into this sort of thing.
Falsies,
and she felt comfortable bringing it up to you. And I wonder what that was.
And then E...
Yeah, he said something more
said
interesting.
that he's had that request before.
Repeatedly.
Well...
He didn't say repeatedly.
Yes, he did. He said, all my girlfriends asked me to do that.
Well, not all, but I've had some girlfriends, the girls want to dress me up. What can I say?
Well, like in what? Taffeta?
Huh?
Like taffeta or chiffon?
In dresses, a nice handbag, perhaps.
So they want to accessorize you as well. That's a different step.
It's not enough that he's in a dress. They have to have matching pumps and earrings.
And look at the man. What is it about him that would lead them to think that he would want to do that?
I think they think I would be very pretty.
Like I said, look at the man.
Look at all of them. The same bottle of peroxide explode in the tour bus or something. All right. But you never went along with it.
Well, not yet.
No. Okay.
Yes?
Can we get together after the show? I'd like to have some makeup in the back and
wanna
maybe a nice
accessorize
little...
me?
Huh?
You're going to accessorize me?
I'd like to see you in this outfit.
Chris, do you think some of that, do you think some of that is an attempt to sort of knock a guy down a little bit, to kind of control? And,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I think it's a,
a little bit, it's castrating a little
What?
bit.
Wow.
Men are always, in society, it seems like men are always the ones that are in control, and women are sort of fighting for that. So in a way, it is a way for a woman to bring the man down to her level.
So I shouldn't go along with it?
Well,
we're not saying that. We're just saying
it depends. If you're really secure with your masculinity, you'll put on some thong-back silk panties once in a while.
Right.
And,
Exactly.
enjoy
Sean,
yourself.
thanks for your question. It has nothing to do necessarily, does not necessarily have anything to do with your sexual orientation. This now is...
No, but it does help.
It could have something to do with it.
Okay.
Justin is 18. Justin.
Hey, I live in Moscow, Idaho. I go to the University of Idaho. I'm an alcoholic. I've been dating my girlfriend for about 6 months now. I really like her, but I drink like every night with my friends. And about 3 times a week, I wake up with a random girl in my bed, and I never remember a thing. My girlfriend caught me once, and this is becoming a real problem. I mean, I drink just, to have fun and stuff, but my question is, how do I get these random women that I don't like to stop taking advantage of me just because I'm drunk?
Interesting.
18.
It's just a little bit of denial going on.
Just a touch.
Life.
Just a touch.
Just a hair.
Justin, it's not about other people, it's about you. And the only way this is going to happen is if you get control of your alcoholism I shouldn't say control over it because you'll never be able to control it unless you have it treated in some way so it goes into remission. Otherwise, this is going to be part of a series of cumulative consequences that you have from your relationship with alcohol.
Okay.
It's nothing to do with the women. It's about Justin. And
I'm guessing they're real lookers, too, Justin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Justin, call AA. Just put down this phone, call information, AA locally in Moscow, Idaho, where he is, and I'm sure there'll be a meeting within hours. They'll pick you up, they will take you to the meeting if you want to.
Moscow's not a good name of a city to live in when you have an alcohol problem. I'm sure the whole town is loaded at this point. Big, long bread lines everywhere. Louis.
Or Louise.
Louise.
Which is it? Louise?
Louise.
Louise. What can we do for you? Louise is 23.
Yes. I've been with my boyfriend for about 2.5 years now, and I frequently give him oral sex, and I follow through. We both really enjoy it, but the problem is I get sick. Sometimes I get sick afterwards, but usually right after I brush my teeth. Why is this happening?
Let me ask you this. Is it that you gag and throw up when you're brushing your teeth?
Well,
Or is it you're nauseated and it just happens?
I think it's partially nausea and it's partially me gagging a little bit, but
What brand of toothpaste are you using?
This is also denial, I guess.
After she orally pleasures her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Now, he's not pleasuring himself onto the toothbrush, right?
No.
Okay.
It's a sick enough situation.
I didn't
anyway.
tell you all to picture that. I just put it out.
Too late.
It was you who pictured it.
All right. Look, why don't you not follow through, since it's so unpleasant for you?
Well, no. See, like I said, we both really enjoy it. I mean, that really turns him on for me to do that, and I actually like to do that. So, I mean, I was just wondering if there was anything I could do or take to prevent this from happening. So
Could he be eating some? Is there anything in as far as his diet goes?
I don't think so. And this is like 5 minutes later you throw up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
What if he soaked his genitalia in bromoseltzer or something like that? I'm not a doctor, Louise. You understand?
Nor would he ever be mistaken for one. But
Drew's third joke of the year, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. He's broken his yearly joke record by 1. It was only 2 last year, Drew. That's amazing.
Nice.
There's still time left.
A couple weeks in the year left. Yeah. I don't know what to say except not to do it. I really can't think of anything that specifically that would trigger vomiting, other than the fact that your gag response may all better be sort of stimulated, for lack of a better way of saying it, and you put the toothbrush in the back of your mouth and away it goes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's McGruff, the oral sex dog.
So
who's figured out that's what it is.
I don't think the brushing teeth thing is.
No, you know.
Right after. No, it's kind of yin and yang. You know, just go with the.
Maybe she shouldn't brush her teeth.
Yeah, rinse. Just rinse.
Mouthwash.
Okay.
All right. And keep in mind, by the way, that body fluid of any contact, any transmission of body fluid is a method whereby people can transmit sexually transmitted disease. Oral genital contact is just as likely, or almost as likely, to cause transmission of a sexually transmitted disease as genital contact.
All right.
Yes.
All right. No one wants to have any more sex. Can we go on?
Yes.
Okay. Chris.
Hi, guys. I'm over here hanging out at the LoveLine phone booth with Julia, and she's got a question.
Hello, Dr. Drew. My question involves compatibility, sexual compatibility. Is it possible or is it common that people can you can find out you're sexually incompatible because of the size of genitalia, a man's genitalia particularly, being too large?
Right. We will tackle this problem, but first...
I'm picturing myself tackling.
Please don't. A giant genitalia.
Like a football drill.
We're gonna go to break.
Male phallus, and I'm blocking it.
But don't picture that.
All right. We will tackle the genitalia issue after this break. You want to come down and visit us, being the LoveLine audience. Can you blame them, Drew?
Well, no, but they could I don't know. Look, call for tickets. 213-896-3035. 213-896-3035. Adam, don't ask me any questions, all right? Let me concentrate.
Back with the Eels. Butch, E, and Tommy. And when we left off, we're speaking to Julia. All right, now, Julia, you wanted to know if a relationship could be ruined or that people were compatible depending on the size of their genitalia.
Right.
And you have a boyfriend now or a guy you're dating?
I'm not dating him anymore.
Uh-huh.
This ruined the relationship?
Well, it made me just want to be friends.
Huh.
What was up with him?
It was painful, right?
Right. It was
painful?
too long.
Uh-huh. Right.
That's why girls like guys like Butch.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, please, yes, thank you. Thank you.
Let's hear it for the small penis.
Now Butch is very open about his penis size.
Yeah, I am a member of the Small Penis Club.
That's right. I think I signed you up, didn't I?
No. I think Julia has, you know, I can understand that. Because I've had women that I was incompatible with because of my small penis size.
Really?
Yeah.
If there was really a true intimacy established, say, Julia, between you and your boyfriend, you should be able to find a way to work these things out.
It's okay, because I have an invention.
Oh, yeah? Oh, the drama.
Drew, you know you're in bad shape when you know my invention. What is the invention, Drew?
Go ahead, you explain.
They love grommet. This is simply like a batting donut. I haven't worked out all the details, as per usual with my inventions, but it could be inflatable. And it's basically a donut that no jimmies or sprinkles or anything, but one would slip over the Johnson. It would create a buffer zone. So, Drew, this is a serious thing, that the woman wouldn't have any internal organs
for Julia,
moved around or anything. Plus, it gives a spring back action that enables you to go on longer.
For Julia, it might have been helpful. So you've got to consider how do people
getting it on or playing handball.
Relationships have to very often overcome lots of different obstacles. I mean, what if you're married to somebody, say, and they become a quadriplegic or a paraplegic? You don't leave that person because of those physical disabilities. So really, Julia, it's more, I suspect, a sign of the incompatibility of the people, and not just the physical incompatibility. That's the best advice I can give you. And it's fun, you know, if it is an important issue to you, then it's an important issue to you.
Well, and this guy wasn't working with her, obviously.
Right,
I mean, you know.
exactly. I think that's more the point. So.
Yeah, Drew, because Drew, I've been in the same situation as her, where the gentleman was large, and I think it's all in regards to the communication. It's not so much the size of the organ or whatever, it's more along the ways of the communication between the two people.
Okay.
I think two people can work anything out.
Okay.
It's like you're building a skyscraper, you're bringing a big girder in. You gotta have the guy on the walkie-talkie, lower it. No, that's good. Back it up. Get the welder in.
All right.
Am I right, Drew?
You're right, Adam.
Thank you.
This now is Sandy. Sandy is 24. Sandy.
Hi. I'm a bisexual woman who enjoys having sex with a man more so than a woman. But after I get home, after having great sex with a man, I still have to masturbate. Now, my question is, why can't I be satisfied?
Do you have to masturbate after you've been with a woman?
Yes.
All right. So it's equal for both genders.
Is it that you don't climax?
I do.
And then you again have to go home and do this?
Yes.
The woman's insatiable.
She has an appetite, indeed.
Well,
listen to her.
I think, women are biologically capable of doing this more than men are, right, Drew? I mean,
but you wonder why she didn't sort of communicate this need to her partners.
See, now I'm not a member of that club.
Well,
See,
I did.
I can do it a lot, but
Oh, you can?
small. Yeah.
Well, sure, it doesn't have to travel very far.
Thank
Boom,
you.
it's right out. Look, the sperm is going, hey, we're outside already? Wait a minute. Someone shortened the tunnel. All right. We're free at last. All right, what the hell was the question? I'm so focused on Butch's junk at this point, I can't continue with the call. All right, yes, yeah. Drew, who's on the phone?
Sandy.
Okay, Sandy.
Sandy who masturbates after her sexual encounters.
Right. Do you have what you would consider a fulfilling orgasm when you're with your partners?
Yes.
Okay, then that's it. What can you do? You had a good one. You run home and you have a backup. That's all.
Sandy, but I suspect something, and I suspect it'll take us quite a while to get it out of her. So let's.
All right. So Drew's motto is: if your problem is too bad, we're not going to deal with it. Is that what you're saying, Drew?
If your denial is too intense, we can't get through it.
All right, but you're having orgasms, and God bless you. Keep up the good work. Let's check out the pigtail system. Who do we have there? Ma'am.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, hi, guys. I was just wondering, my friend was sexually assaulted, and I want to report the guy, but she doesn't, and I'm just wondering, how can I help her to do the right thing?
It's a good question. You could report the guy.
Really?
Why not?
I mean, I don't know, because they might say, well, who are you? And
Right,
what
nothing might happen.
believe you?
It's possible nothing will happen, but maybe they'll do an investigation, find other people who will report this guy, because people that behave in this manner usually don't do it in isolated single episodes.
No, it's not like, today I think I'll rape, tomorrow I'm going to help kids with Down syndrome or something. Right. It's more like, it's a way of life.
Right.
Are
you at school?
Yeah, I go to college.
What was the circumstances? Does she know this guy? Is it her boyfriend, or does she have a relationship with him, and is that why she doesn't want to report him?
No, it was just a guy she knew, and she thought she was pretty cute. He was pretty cute, but she didn't want to take anything that far with him.
Right.
And he did.
But do you think that she feels like maybe was responsible in some way, or something like that, and that's why she doesn't want to report it?
She says that a lot.
So she's embarrassed.
She says.
All right, first
she's
of all,
really embarrassed about it.
Nobody is responsible for being the victim of a violent crime. You understand this is not her responsibility.
Yeah.
That unfortunately, enough time has passed that it'd be very difficult to accumulate the evidence necessary to prove that this guy had done something wrong. There's something called a forensic pelvic exam. If somebody has been sexually assaulted, they need to go to an emergency room immediately, and they'll do sort of a evidentiary exam where they collect the evidence of what has gone on. The police interview the person. You got to have that if there's going to be any possibility of indicting or even convicting somebody, this sort of thing. But I think you're in a community where you probably have some resources available to you. This is not an uncommon thing that women suffer. You should go see if there are any rape support groups at the school. You should talk to the dean of students to see if what you can do to sort of to corral this perpetrator. Yeah, to discipline this guy. I mean, I think the community will come to your support, and you need to take advantage of what you've got, okay?
You think he'll do it again?
Okay.
Yes, he will definitely do it again. And no doubt he's done it before.
So they have to turn him in, basically.
He will expose himself with time, but somebody's got to begin reporting this so they'll be on the lookout for him.
So it's I think it'd be very important to turn him in.
Absolutely.
It's not really a case of should I or should
right. I mean, the question is, can they actually go after him?
Right.
This secondary, sort of secondhand thing, probably not. At least you can begin a process that might begin to get him scrutinized, at least. Thanks for your question. This now is Flip. Flip is 20. Flip.
Yes, I'm uncircumcised, and I find myself overly sensitive during sex and even oral pleasure. For instance, it hurts to get oral sex done on me, and I was wondering if I was circumcised, would it be any different?
Yeah, do you get scar tissue or something? Or?
Yes, there's the epidermis layer thing, Drew, that I always talk about.
Yeah.
All right, I have an incredible answer, a groundbreaking answer, that we'll get to right after this break.
You better give me something to fill the hole before I sputter out. Before I sputter out. Before I sputter out. Before I sputter out.
All righty. Yes, call us. You have questions. Good, Drew, how?
Call us at 213-520-LOVE. This is a 24-hour-a-day line at 213-520-LOVE. Don't worry if it's busy. Keep trying.
If you ever question if Drew is an actual physician, all you have to do is hear him give out that phone or email address. Then you know unequivocally he is a doctor by trade.
Thank you. Thank you.
Casey Drewsome. Okay. All right. All right. All right. When we left off, we're sitting around here talking to Flip, who's uncircumcised.
The sheath is still on the sword.
What?
Sheath is still on the sword.
The sheath is still on the sword. He's very uncomfortable because it's so sensitive.
You
Very.
you have a climax too quickly? Is that the deal?
Yeah, I've had orgasms in 15 seconds. And it's not just because I don't get enough sex.
At least he gets in there.
Yes, that's.
I like that he's timing it to the second.
Yeah, it's 4 a minute and I don't know, 240 or something.
Well, I'm usually saying to my girlfriend, be gentle, and so he timed it before. I mean, it's usually the woman saying be gentle, right?
Do you have any clue as to why this is happening?
I thought it was maybe because I was uncircumcised. I mean, if I was circumcised, would I be less sensitive?
Possibly. There's some evidence that the epithelialization is less if it has the protective sheath over it, so it may be somewhat more sensitive as a result.
Right, because you build up, it's like you get a callus on the end of your penis. I mean, it really is.
Maybe, but
No, the layer, I heard a report that the layers were like 10
the layers are
whatever
different.
thick.
The layers are different,
as
but
opposed to
you
one.
have to make a leap of fact to assume that it correlates with increased sensitivity or decreased sensitivity, respectively.
Well, I mean, if you took a popsicle.
If you put a
No, wait a minute, I still got the popsicle.
Wait, your fingertips.
I have the popsicle. Put it in your butt in a minute if you don't let me. I'm brandishing an imaginary snack and threatening Drew with it. All right, it's melting. I want to move on. You take the popsicle, you put it on skin that is always exposed to the sun or the touch or something. You put it on your hand or your palm. There's nothing. You put the popsicle on your belly, where the skin is more sensitive. You wince, or you know.
Too cold. Yeah, but on the other hand, if you put a small object in your hand and had to identify it, you'd be much more able to identify it than you would on your abdomen. And this is the highest level of epithelialization is in your hand.
So if we put Butch's penis on our belly, we wouldn't be able to figure out what it was. All right, the debate rages on.
But for Flip, he is having premature ejaculation, and he really needs to, at that level of problems performing, you really wonder if he ought to get some professional help.
How old is he?
That. He's at 20.
20.
And if he really
that
can't...
should be just about the end of the premature years.
Yes. All right, so Flip, pull the sheath back and let it bang on the pants and toughen up a little, all right? And you'll be...
I don't think that'll make that much difference. No, I don't think that'll make much difference. This is now Mark. Mark is 25. Mark, what can we do for you?
Okay, fellas. Look, I'm not a gun fanatic per se, but I recently purchased 2 handguns for protection, you know, because my girlfriend and I live in a risky neighborhood.
Right.
Well, the problem is she freaked out when I brought the guns home, and now the guns are fracturing my relationship with her. I mean, she's extremely nonviolent, and, you know, so am I, and I've taken great pains with handgun safety. I'm at a shooting range like twice a week, but basically she's told me that it's her or the guns, and... What I want to know from you guys is how can I save my relationship and at the same time convince her that this is a necessary precaution and we'll be safer with guns around the house than without them.
Lose the gun.
Yeah, statistically, you're not. And here's the comedy. She's going to end up shooting you with the gun. That's usually the way it works.
You know, it's not as though everybody that lives where you live carry concealed guns, is it?
Well, I'm not talking about carrying concealed guns as I am as much about keeping them around the house. You see, there's a lot of drugs on my block, and if either one of us, my girlfriend and I, come between some crack fiend and his next rock, we're going to get smoked.
Mark, can you move?
Huh?
Can you move?
Eventually. I mean, you know, we plan on having kids one day.
Why don't you make a compromise?
Take the money you're now spending on ammunition and put it toward a cleaning deposit on a new apartment, Mark?
Yeah! Easier said than done.
I think, maybe some kind of compromise can be reached where if he has to feel that he has to be armed in order to feel secure there, that he be armed until they can get out of there and that he hasten the departure as quickly as possible.
Cover me. I'm moving some boxes out to the van.
All right. So, you guys, you've been touring all year?
Most of it.
Most of the year, yes.
Do you still like it?
Love touring.
Is your wife and kid travel with you, or?
No, not yet. Not yet.
So you're away from your family most of the time?
Yeah, about six weeks at a shot, home for a couple days.
But isn't it better? Wait a minute. I think it's better that way.
Oh, no, you don't even know. What do you know about being away from your kids? It's just a horrible thing.
I rented kids one weekend, and I was happy when I had to return them, Drew.
They're not yours. It's very different when they're your kids. I mean, not only is it tough for the parent to be away, you pulls on, you know what the kid is going through. The issues of abandonment are so profound for kids under 5 that they let you know how they're feeling.
But it's better to keep Butch's kids away from the endless parade of groupies and drug
keep
addicts.
his wife away from that, maybe.
Indulging it on the road.
Well, it's even harder. It's not harder, but it's hard with the girlfriend too. You know, it's not just the wife.
You have a girlfriend,
especially when she's trying to dress you up like a woman.
Yeah.
It's tough because she's like has the seamstress over. Next thing you know, you're out of town playing a gig, and that's costing her. Tommy, you have a woman who doesn't like it when you're out on the road.
No, not at all.
But the sex is that much better when you roll back in town, isn't it?
Indeed.
Yes.
It's got to be pretty lonely on the road for everybody, though.
Yeah.
All right, Drew, let's not all kill ourselves. The band's successful. They're going out. They're playing gigs. They're selling records.
We talked about these bands, but to me, it just sounds horrible to be out on that road day after day away from your family and girlfriend.
About the only good thing is, when you're on stage, and just the rock itself is the coolest thing.
Now, there's a Jackson Browne song that I think sums it up quite nicely. All right, that is it with our lovely LoveLine show. I want to thank the Eels. Beautiful Freak is the name. Yes, holster that. Beautiful Freak is the name of the CD. If you don't already have it, please do get it. Thank you very much, Eels. Also, thank you, Chris Magaha. Where are you? No, that was lovely. Yes. Throw yourself on the... just toss yourself right onto the boys. All right. Be careful with that stew. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
LoveLine is a Stone Stanley production. Yeah. Cool.
Armatron does it again, presenting musical Looney Tunes. Look for all the great Armatron watches at many of the top retailers across the country. Tommy Tang, LA's restaurant to the entertainment industry. A gift package of his personalized line of seasonings and sauces, best-selling cookbook, and chefsware from Tommy Tang. Aroma Vera's aromatic gift crates. Indulge in the pure enjoyment of essential oil-based personal care products designed to enhance the beauty of daily life. From Aroma Vera.